In this video, I'm going to show you every single Necromancer Paragon board affected with the Tears of Blood unique glyph from the Abattoir of Zir that releases on December 5th. We're going to check out every board to see which one offers the most player power available. Let's go. Right out of the gates, the starting board with every single node available to increase player power, the starting board will offer you 3,636.1% increased multiplicative damage. And there's also two rare nodes that'll appreciate a radius of 5 after this glyph gets to rank 50 and above. Being that it's 200, the first rare node is Knowledge. Knowledge, when capped out with level 200 Tears of Blood, will give you 69.8% increased damage and 35 intelligence, while Preservation will offer 698 armor and 35 intelligence. Next up, we've got Blood Begets Blood. With everything maximized, you're going to receive 3,962.5% increased multiplicative damage, and the rare node Blood Empowered, which will receive 69.8% increased damage for 28 seconds after picking up a Blood Orb and 35 intelligence, and Blood Drinker, which will offer you 34.9% increased Blood Orb healing and 35 intelligence. Taking a look at the Bloodbath Paragon board, everything is selected. What do we get? 3,717.7% increased multiplicative damage, and the rare nodes of Hardened is going to be improved by 69.8% damage while fortified with 35 intelligence, and Remedy, which is going to give you an additional 27.9% healing received with 35 intelligence. The Bone Graft Paragon board with every single node selected will offer you 4,044.1% increased multiplicative damage. The rare nodes that go up huge because of this glyph are going to be Shaper of Bone, which increases your intelligence by 35 and offers 69.8% bone skill damage, and also Erudite, which will give you resistance to all elements of 20.9% and 35 int. Next up, we have the Cult Leader board, because it's called Cult Leader. Cult Leader, with every single node selected, is going to offer you 3,880.9% increased damage multiplicatively. The two rare nodes within the radius range that are affected by this Tears of Blood is going to be Custody, which gives you 69.8% damage reduction for your minions and 35 intelligence, and Overlord, which is going to offer you 69.8 minion damage and 35 intelligence. The Flesh Eater board, when maximized with every node selected, is going to give you 4,288.9% increased multiplicative damage, and it'll also affect the Erudite rare node, giving you 20.9% resistance to all elements and 35 intelligence, and Targeted, which will increase your damage to elites by 111.7%, and also offer 35 intelligence. The Hulking Monstrosity board, when maxed out, will offer 4,207.3% increased multiplicative damage. The two rare nodes on the Hulking Monstrosity board that get affected are Mutation, which will give you 174.5% increased Golem damage and 35 intelligence, and Miscreation, which will offer 97.7% Golem armor and 35 intelligence. Scent of Death, with every Paragon node selected available that'll give you the maximum damage, you're going to appreciate 4,125.7% increased multiplicative damage, and the two rare nodes that are also affected by this level 5 Tears of Blood are going to be Preservation, which offers you 698 armor and 35 intelligence, and Death Marked, which will give you an additional damage to injured enemies of 174.5% and 35 intelligence. Finally, we arrive at the Wither board, the last board in our Paragon list. With everything selected, the yield is going to be 3,880.9% increased multiplicative damage, and the two rare nodes affected in the Wither board are going to be Malediction, which will give you an additional 69.8% increased shadow damage and 35 intelligence, and Gloom, which will give you 69.8% shadow resistance and 35 intelligence. The only decision you have to make is whether you want to use it or not. I don't know what that was, but it was fun. Now that we have all the data for every single Paragon board for the Necromancer, let's rank them from 1st to 9th to figure out what is the most multiplicative damage visually so you can see it, right? Here we go. Number 1 at the very top, the best Paragon board giving the absolute best damage, Flesh Eater. Number 1 at 4,288.9%. Hulking Monstrosity is 2nd. Number 3 is Scent of Death. 4th is Bone Graft. 5th place board is Blood Begets Blood at 3,962.5, while 6th and 7th are shared between Wither and Cult Leader. 8th place board would be Bloodbath, and then finally the starting board at 3,636.1% multiplicative damage takes 9th place. Now that you know, I hope that information helps you plan a Paragon board out with the Tears of Blood and the best Paragon board you think works for the build you're going to use. Again, the Abattoir of Zir, the Slaughterhouse of Zir, AoZ as you might hear it, that's going to become available to everybody on December 5th. As long as you've completed your season journey, an occultist will sell you the pattern to Bloodforged Dungeon 1 at 800 sigil powder, okay? And then away you go on your adventure, right? And I hope you have a damn good time, and I hope this information makes that grind a little bit easier for you. I hope it does the same for me. I want to say thank you to everybody who watched this series. Every single class is listed in at the very end here. You're going to see like a playlist. You can check that out. the class you enjoy. And if it did help you, thumbs up and right on. If it didn't, give it a thumbs down. I hope you have a great time out there. Enjoy Diablo 4. The game's getting better. Much love from me to you, and thank you. I'll see you in the next one.